أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah today our spiritual talk shall center around al-Islam, Deen Wasatiyya, Islam, the religion of moderacy, the middle course religion, a balanced deen. If you look at this topic vividly, we can demystify or break them down to a piecemeal, starting from what is Islam, what is Deen, and what is al-Wasatiyya. Islam, as we all know, it's a comprehensive religion, and it means peace, and it also means submission to the will of Almighty Allah. And we have evidence from the Quran. In Surah Al-An'am, I said, Kul inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alamin wa bidhalika umirtu wa ana awwal muslimin. And this is an evidence that Islam means to submission to the will of Allah. And by extension, when you say something in totality, it means comprehensiveness. It cuts across every facet of our lives. Allah said, anything you want to think of is Islam. Your mode of dressing, the way you talk, marital life, family life, political life, economical life, social life, any forms of ideology, Islam encompasses everything. So that is Islam for you. So you cannot be a Muslim and at the same time attaching yourself to every other forms of religion. Islam is what we do in totality, and we do Islam to serve Allah alone. Number two, al-Wasatiyya. Wasatiyya, it means moderacy. To be moderate in everything we do. Islam is a religion that emphasizes moderacy. And if you look at it across board, everything about our religion advocates moderacy. We want us to be moderate. And starting from the pillars of Islam, we have 5 pillars of Islam. And if you look at it, there are certain areas that individual Muslims is exempted or are exempted. For example, if you don't have money, you are not required to pay zakah, but you can go down the line and pay sadaqah. You don't have money, you're not expected to embark on Hajj. Say that man istata'a ilayhi sabil. This is telling us that Islam intends to bring about something that will ease our fears, not something that will be so harsh on us. Considering every aspect of our deen, even when you want to engage in salah, if you cannot use water, use sand. If you are not healthy, you can pray while standing. You can sit down to observe your prayer. This is what we call making things easy. Being in the middle course. Not being extreme. Not to the extreme. Then we can also say that Islam between extremism and lassitude. Don't go too extreme, and don't be too much, relax. You have to be in the middle course, and that's what we call it what's up here, to be in the middle course. As well, I said that in Nigeria, WhatsApp though, we've made you a middle course generation for Islam. We're in the middle course. So if you see anyone who engage in anything or practice anything that doesn't go in line with moderacy, the person is not um, cannot be identified with his Islamic principles. So the principle of Islam is we must make things easy for people. We don't, harsh on them. Look at the fasting we engage in. Let's say if you fall sick, leave fasting. You read the law, you say what I answer. I say what I want from you is ease, not hardship. So looking at this divination, so what are the misconceptions about this wasatiyya? That means moderacy. We've seen a lot of misconception that today people misconstrue this moderacy, and they, take the advantage of this lacuna or this opportunity Allah has given unto hers and abuse it. For the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made things easy for you does not guarantee you or give you the license to trespass your boundary. I said, what hududullah? There are boundaries. Everything in life, there are boundaries, there are limitation. And this limitation must be adhered to so that you don't have to, start creating unnecessary crisis for yourselves. It's more it's like when you are riding a car, driving. The car you drive, the vehicle you drive has a brake. And the brake should be applied when you overrun, when you overspeed, to avert accidents. The same thing goes with deen. Today people will take advantage. But the Father Allah has given you the opportunity. So let's say for example now, a Muslim who claim who claim on the premises that I can pray because everything should be made easy. So I have the right to pray at home. And you happen to be a man is not encouraged to pray in the house. You pray in the mosque. You can look for a mosque close to your location, the nearby mosque, and go to mosque. You don't stay in the house. It is only the women are allowed to pray in the house. But today you see men refusing to go to the mosque on the premises that Islam is a religion of moderacy. So you want to take the easy path? No, that's not allowed. It is maybe when you fall sick or you're having issue with your health, okay, you can stay behind and pray in the house. Once you're healthy, you have the time. What for? And another way with which we, abuse this opportunity allows and on you and high is sometimes we want to eat. You have your food with you. You eat normally. When you pray, you don't say because the religion is easy, then you have every right to eat with your left hand. Or you have every right to, waste food. When you have food and don't take excesses, take what you can finish. So we don't abuse these exercises. So there are a lot of misconception about what's up here that people fail to understand today. And this misconception, the only benchmark to measure it is to understand the concept of Islamic moderacy. Yeah, if you understand this, it will help you a lot to, take you away from going extreme and then going um, too low and put you in the middle course. Because the only yardstick to measure every act of action, every act of worship is on three bases. Number one is who commanded you to do it? Is it by Allah's commandment? Are you doing it in line with the dictates of Muhammad Salam? Number three, are you sincere? Is there sincerity? So most of the time today, we do things we don't want to bother if it falls in line with Allah's injunction. It must go in line with Allah's injunction. That's how you can check it. It must also in agreement with the practice, with the way Rasulullah has exemplified, and there should be a sincerity of a purpose. So let's take a lot of examples. Today, if you want to engage in marital um, celebration, we have where Islam stands. As Muslims, you want to marry a lady, there are criteria you look into. But the criteria, the onus of all conditions, all criteria is a deen. But today, we don't consider the deen. You must consider the deen. The religion is paramount there. And that will take us to what determines the way we, organize the nikah. We've seen a lot of cases today that we organize nikah just like the non-Muslims. The way the wife or the spouse dress, putting on wedding gown, cutting off cakes, listening to bad musics, dancing illicit dances, giving the non-believers the opportunity to anchor our programs, displaying a lot of illicit acts during the nikah. This is not Islam. It's not Islam. We must look at it from the perspective of the deen. It's so essential. Even looking at if you want to celebrate or you want to, do things to appreciate Allah, perhaps maybe you buy a car, you build a house, you achieve something in life. There are ways Islam recommends. You see Muslims today who want to, express appreciation to his God over any achievement in life. You see what they do. You see them gathering their friends, and then females around them, they, you know, throw out party, and they listen to music, they dance, they spray money, they consume alcohol, they do a lot of things. To the extent that they invite the comedians to entertain them, they invite the musician. This is not it's not wasatiyah. It's not wasatiyah. It's a misconception. Moderacy is different from this. So in this moderacy we're talking about is the things that make our religion balance. As far as Islam is concerned, how do we um, apply wasatiyah or moderacy in everything we do in our lives? Number one, we need to learn from the right source. What are those sources? Quran, the Hadith, the Sunnah, and the practice of the Sahaba, As-Salafi, Salih. These are the source. What does the Quran say about our practice? How does the prophets exemplify and explain it to us? Three is impeccable Sunnah. And how did the Sahaba also practice it? This is so germane. Allah said that لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة. Rasulullah is a mirror, is a model. So once you're able to do this, you get it right. And that cut across our act of worship, our businesses, our akida, our politics, our marital life, child upbringing, our education, and what have you. These are things we apply so that we will not give room for extremism and lassitude, but we give room for a balanced practice. Let's take a look at the act of business. Islam says that if you want to do business, you base it on taqwa and mutual benefits. And do not be harsh on people. Do not place harshness on people if you want to do business. That is the principle. But today, how do we do business? The first one is piety. I want to sell, you want to buy. I make sure that what I sell is not inferior. It's something valuable. I make sure that I do not deceive you. I give you the required quality you request for, and I don't overcharge you. And the buyer as well will also deals with me in such manner. I make my profit without overburdening anybody. But look at our country today. Everything is skyrocketing. Everything is on increase. uncontrollable. Everybody want to make money, irrespective of the inconvenience we inflict on others. This is not Islam. It's not what's here. Because whatever whatever money you make or you whatever any you realize is Allah that put barakah. Don't forget this. If the barakah is not there, if the blessing is not there, you're just making money and the money is business. Today, you want to rent an apartment. We use every means, every ways to exploit people who happen to be, uh, subservient, who happens to be inferior in terms of the chances they have. The landlord will ask you to pay through your nose. You pay the normal rentage. You pay agreement of commission. You pay also pay um, damages. A lot of money that cannot be received. This is excesses. This is it's a callous or calumny act. The callous act, the peak of wickedness. How will you exploit your neighbor, your co-human, to such extent? So this is not Islam. Islam wants moderacy. To the extent that if I want to buy, you can ask me to pay just 2 months, no agreement, no commission. So same thing goes with act of worship. Today we've seen cases where Muslims want to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and such Muslim, has had to go to the extent of putting harshness or burden on him herself. You want to call Allah, you want to pray. Just pray, perform ablution and ask. You don't need to condition yourself that you must chant Allah's name 1 million, 10 million. You must then has to go, by spraying perfume, by burning some talisman before your prayer is answered, or doing some sacrifices. No, just sit down and pray. That's all. Extremism or immoderacy in forms of prayer is tantamount to, doing something against Allah's injunction. You have to ask yourself, how does the Prophet pray? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, due to time constraint, to accept this little as an act of ibadah, and then put in the scale of our good deeds and meet us at the point of our needs. Don't forget to subscribe, send a question in the comment section, and then we shall meet in the next episode of this topic. Assalamu alaikum.